Hello, all you beautiful people. First and foremost, I would like to apologize because I have been MIA for the past couple of weeks, no videos and all that. It's just been a really busy month, year, life. But I wanted to say hello. Hi. And I wanted to also make good on a promise I made in the very first video that we did for TMTP, where I mentioned that not all of us have a yard or a lot of space or enough space even to get involved with plants. But I said, yes, there actually are plants for you that you can still take care of. Like, you don't have enough time to take care of a pet. Well, I got a leafy green friend for you instead. These guys in front of me and one off screen that I will show you in a second are fantastic for you. They're perfect for you. First of all, we've got the Orchid, which, if I have not mentioned this before, flowers are super difficult to do. But this guy has he's infamous for the sort of resurrection portion of his lifespan, which he appears to die over and over again. And he just comes back and it's like, oh wow, it's amazing. Because you can see that the leaves look fantastic. I mean, like, they've got moisture, they're very healthy, but the stalk and the flowers look like they've died. In fact, if you look below, I don't know if you can see this on the camera, but still very green, and these roots, just some of them look like they're down for the count. But he's actually going to come back. I just need to snip him down here, and then a new stalk will grow in the place. In the place of this one, and more flowers will bloom. He's super easy to take care of, though. You need to water him like once a week. This little tab right here tells you to soak him once a week for 5 minutes. You just kind of like drop him into a cup and you wait 5 minutes, and then you pull him out and you like let the water drain, and that's it. Minimal sunlight. In fact, these guys don't like sunlight very much at all. It's all indirect. I have him on the kitchen counter, and he kind of gets like the diffused light coming in through the window. All in all, he's pretty easy, and he's beautiful whenever he's like not looking like death. This guy is actually my favorite because they're like, they can withstand pretty much anything. He has withstood my cat, who loves to nibble and knock him over, and I don't know what to do with her, but as you can see, he's doing pretty well. What's interesting about this guy is if he feels like one of these mini sharp tentacle type things isn't pulling his weight, it'll suck the life out of him. Turns into kind of like a crinkly french fry kind of looking thing. And the other ones will, you know, they'll grow and look even better because he's like, well, this isn't doing me any good, so I'm just gonna lose this limb. And I water him once or twice, depending on like the moisture of the soil. It's very easy. You just kind of like, he can go without a lot of moisture because he's like one of those desert type plants. But you kind of like go out like to the first knuckle deep and see if there's any moisture, and if not, just kind of give him some. And most of it just drains through because it's mostly like peat in here. So he doesn't take a lot of moisture. And I have this guy down below to catch any excess water so it doesn't like damage the windowsill. This one was actually another gift. This is an African violet. I have mixed feelings about this guy because like this, I have two, right? This one, even though they both got equal treatment, refuses to come back. I don't know. I don't know what I did. I really don't. They're very finicky is what I was told when I got these. So like minimal light, sits in a windowsill. These guys are like, no light, I don't want it. Like to diffuse just like the Orchid. They're very sensitive to temperature, the amount of water that you give them. This system of watering is interesting. As you can see, they're like in reused containers, like you get at like the store, like that has like the fruit stuff in there. And down below there's actually holes, and in the holes there are these pieces of yarn that you fill up that little bottom cup underneath there, and whenever the plant wants water, it'll soak it up through the yarn, and it can control the amount of like water that you actually give it. So you don't like water it over top, you water it down below. And I was like I said, it's a mixed feeling from me, because I'm like, oh, it's easy to deal with these guys, but then again, I have like one that's completely refusing treatment and the other one who's like doing fantastic. Very healthy, absolutely gorgeous, green on top, fuzzy like an animal, and it's got this pink stuff underneath, and apparently the blooms are gorgeous. I haven't seen those yet. These are still pretty new. But yeah, these are interesting. Mixed feelings, but very interesting. This one up here, I'd actually argue is the most frustrating. This guy right here. He kind of reminds me of, for those of you who've seen Harry Potter, mandrake roots. This, hurting my orchid. This part up here, the white part, isn't actually a part of the plant. I'm pretty sure it's ceramic, and they, whatever company like ships these out and grows these, made this so that, you know, you can more easily tend to it. The reason why I say this is really frustrating, this is another one of those diffused light, no direct sunlight kind of plants, and not a whole lot of watering except for the advice that they give you in the little pamphlet. It's like an air plant, so it hangs up above, is spray these guys, these leaves, these little tentacles, you spray them with water like every other day, like 2 or 3 times a week, and then you dip this guy in water, like this top part in the water, like once a week. So like at the end of the week, so usually what I would do is I spray this guy like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then Saturday or Sunday I dip him. And I say he's frustrating because he'll come back and you'll see green, and he'll look healthy, and then he'll just, I am so sorry, Orchid, I just keep knocking you. But yeah, they're super cool. I just don't, I'm not Mother Nature. I'm not totally versed in this, so I'm still learning, you know what I'm saying? And these plants, excuse me, these plants are definitely a learning experience, because they're not like your typical, oh, it's wilting, so I may as well just give it some more water, or it needs more sunlight. Well, these guys are, you know, different as far as like how much water, how much sunlight you give them. A lot of these are diffuse sunlight, and then with like the aloe plant, he doesn't need a whole lot of water, he just kind of sits in a windowsill, he likes the sun. But you wouldn't use your typical techniques that you would just off the top of your head think of to try and save them. It's like trying to guess what your pet wants whenever it's like begging for something, but it's not apparent what they want. It's like communicating with somebody who's speaking a different language, you know what I'm saying? But these guys don't even speak, they just kind of wither, and you're like, what did I do? But they're a lot of fun, and they're good for people who don't have a lot of room, who just have a windowsill, or just want to like, who just want to have a plant in their house, but they don't want to do a whole lot. I totally understand that. That is seriously totally understandable. If I had to rank these guys, aloe plant would probably be my number one. I grew up with these like in the garden at my old house, and I think they're gorgeous. Next would probably be the orchid, because it's just confusing but super fascinating, and the blossoms are really beautiful. And then yeah, this would be number 3, and the dangly guy would be number 4, mostly because I really just don't know, and this guy, he's confusing, but he's super cool. So I guess these would be tied for 3. Yeah, we'll say tied for 3, and then these guys 1, 2, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I just wanted to touch base with you guys, say that I'm thinking about you, and yeah, stay wonderful.